All right. Day late, but here we are. The thing's still not working. Graphics card. So none of that this week, but I'm sure we've got enough to do to fill an hour. Do that. Hey, what's up? Looking for houses next year. Okay. Found anything yet? $150 per week, super close to uni. How much is that a term? We can do the math here right now. How many weeks is a term? Like 15, right? Hey, what's up, Jack? Sorry, I'm just setting things up. How's it going? It's been a little too long. Not bad, not bad. It's been a pretty eventful week or so, leading to a delayed live stream. And I've got a lot of work to do after this. Oh yeah, yeah. I got hecka scammed, dude. Someone stole my bank account details. Okay. Gather around the campfire, kids. I'll tell you a story. Right. So let's meet this. Okay, so here's what happened. Couple weeks ago, maybe 1 week. Oh gosh, hold on. Oh. Couple weeks ago, I got a text message from Every. You know Every, the delivery guys. Don't usually get Every things delivered through Every, but okay. I was expecting a couple things. I had some deliveries. I had some deliveries, and I was expecting them around that time, maybe that day, maybe the day after. And then I got a text message saying, "Oh, um, we attempted to deliver your parcel, but no one answered the door. Please follow this link to get your thing redelivered." Of course, I followed through. It looked pretty legit. And then I opened. It asked for a redelivery charge of £3, and a delivery of asked for a redelivery fee of £3, and so I was like, okay, I really wanted it. I really wanted my stuff. I think it was the Lazy Oaf that I bought recently. And so it asked for my card details, and I was like, okay, card details. Obviously, it charges me £3 for delivery. I'll put my card details in. I put my card details in to the shady website. I did try to look if it was legit. Like, it had an Every domain name, like everyredelivery.com. I should have known it had a dash in the middle of Every and redelivery. If it was a real Every website, it'd be like every.com/delivery. Oh, dude, let me tell you. All right, okay. So I put my card details in. I was like, no, this is way too shady. This is way too shady. So whilst it was loading, I tried to spam the back button as fast as I could. Yeah, I really should have searched the text phone number. So silly of me. I just never get, scam texts. I never ever get scam texts. So I fell for this one. But little did I know. Well, I kind of felt like I probably knew. They already had my card details. I already put them in. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be double sure. I'm gonna be safe. And I froze all my cards for a week. I froze my cards for a week. And well, nothing really happened. I had a good time spending my money, And well, so I unfroze my card. And it wasn't until that Monday, I got a phone call from a dude. He says, hey, Renz, we noticed some unauthorized purchases on your account, and we were hoping to verify those purchases. And so he was asking me, like, how much I've got in my bank accounts and stuff, what my date of birth was. And I was like, following along because I thought it was a bank. My goodness. Turns out it wasn't. But I really thought it was. They said, okay, we're gonna call you back. We're gonna call you back tomorrow to see if your purchase was canceled and stuff. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. So I went about my day. Wasn't worried. Give me a sec. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yep. Sorry. So something came up. Okay. So where was I? Yeah, we're good. When Wednesday comes and I noticed that my account didn't my money, the purchase got verified, and I was like, so the money got sent. My money was taken away. And so I came home, I called the bank, and I was like, "Hey, you called me on Monday. I was hoping you could help me out with this. You said you guys said that you would cancel this purchase and call me back the next day." And it was like, "Yeah, that's weird. We never do that. Let me, give me a second. Let me just check my records real quick." Paper sounds, checking his records. "Yeah, we didn't call you on Monday." I was like, "What?" You call me? Yeah, no, there's no records of us calling you on Monday. So it must have been the guy that was scamming you. Cause like I watch a lot of Jim Browning videos. It's a lot of team viewer trying to get access, telling you to steal to buy gift cards from shops. I was like, so I felt like I'm always safe. The dude on the other line was British, on the Monday call. Surprisingly, the guy that I was speaking to on Wednesday was Irish. So what does that say about judging people by their voice, you know? And so like he asked me these questions I already knew about because I watched a bunch of Jim Browning videos. Like, did they ask you to buy a bunch of gift cards? No. Did they ask you to go on TeamViewer? Simply, I just gave him my debit card details, and gave him my personal information, and that was enough. That was all he needed to purchase stuff on his account. I think the reason he called me on Monday was to verify that ironically, to verify he was me and get those purchases followed through. If you're wondering what he bought, by the way, it was this. I'll show you. I'll show you. It was this thing called Fortnite and Mason. Fortnite and Mason. This is what they bought. Some sort of. They spent £245 of my money on a Christmas hamper, on cheeses and grapes. Come on, you could be a little bit more creative than that, right? What kind of bouge? Like, I imagine usually I feel sorry for someone who has to resort to stealing things from people. Like, I'll give people the benefit of the doubt. You must be at a low point in your life to start stealing things. But what kind of bougie butt dude are you to feel like, yeah, I'm just gonna steal some money and buy Christmas hamper with it? And on top of that, just a general aside, who buys Christmas hampers? Who buys £245 Christmas hampers? How worth it is it really? Let's take a look at what they would have gotten with 200. Not even £245. We could have gotten some pecan and ginger biscuits, a Christmas pudding, some sort of candle. Oh, here we go. A bunch of wines. What kind of bougie living does this thief have? This ain't no Robin Hood situation. Dude, I'm poor. What the heck? What the heck is a caddy? Oh, it's some sort of tea. Figgy preserve. You must already have like bougie taste to want cognac butter and champagne truffles. And that's the person that stole from me. So some dude that's like living paycheck by paycheck, buying, wondering if they can afford the next Fortnite crew. Really? I'm not the best target, my guy. But, you know, who am I to judge what you spend your thief money on? But yeah, they helped me. The Irish guy on the phone helped me. He was running an investigation. I did offer to give the phone number and the text and of the person that called me as well as the text. But he just told me to report it to the police, which I will. If I can remember to do it. You know how I am with doing anything ever in life. um, but yeah, dude, that was messed up. I almost lost 245 pounds because I was being so silly. Yeah, scammers are getting like way wiser these days. None of that team viewer stuff. Why overcomplicate things? Just ask, just ask for some personal details. And you'll probably for anyone who is not Nadine or Jack watching this, and also don't listen to my advice. And also don't buy anything from Fortnum and Mason. This is me. This is not a sponsorship or an advertisement. This is me telling you your products are bad because your customers are thieves. Have I learned my lesson? Of course, I've learned my lesson. I'm definitely gonna check phone numbers, websites, and in general, like who. It's 2022. When do you ever have to pay for redelivery? When was the last time you had to pay for redelivery? I remember like when I bought my what's it? What is it? My Teddy Fresh. I bought my Teddy Fresh import from America. I had to pay some weird delivery tax that they held. It was like £20 delivery tax that I had to pay for before they actually decided to deliver it to me. Which was cruel and unjustly for someone who is struggling to figure out whether they can afford Fortnite crew for the next month. Yeah, that was my little adventure. All in the while, I was out. I was with my brother, hanging out, needing the money. Honestly, I'm kind of grateful that it took a little later because if my debit card got closed the day before, I wouldn't have been able to use it during my time I was away hanging out in Borough. But you know how it is. I've definitely learned my lesson, and I won't do that again. Otherwise, who here has seen the new Super Mario movie trailer? You haven't for this stream? I've been saving me watching it for this stream. I've seen little clips here and there, and I've seen screenshots. It looks I can't lie, it looks really good so far. But I haven't seen any video clips of Chris Pratt talking. So that's another element that I'm gonna have to move against. You've seen more of the French trailer. That's interesting. That's interesting. No spoilers. But we'll watch it right now. Pray to the YouTube gods that this stream doesn't get taken down whilst we watch this trailer, but it should be fine because it's a trailer. It's a trailer, and everyone does react videos to Nintendo Directs, right? We should be fine. And if not, we'll come back rising like a phoenix. Show start. Alright, okay. Do you guys want full screen? Oh, I want to watch Matilda. It looks really good. King. Greatest of all time, Shigeru Miyamoto. How are the sound levels? Oh, interesting. Oh, I noticed now there's no sound. The sultry voices of Shigeru Miyamoto, you can't hear him? That's the biggest crime of all. Here, let me try and fix it. Alright, I got this. I got this. I got this. This is what test streams are for. Add audio. Oh, you know what? Oh, I'm so silly. I'm so silly. It's like I forgot how to live stream in the day that I missed it. It should work now. Let's play. Yep, it's working. It's working. Let's you know what the king says. We'll continue from here. No, thank you, King. そしてスーパーマリオブラザーズの世界はいよいよ映画になります。この映画はイルミネーションのクリス・メルダンドリーさんと Does anyone know any good Illumination movies? I'm gonna Google it. I don't know if there's one good, like, great Illumination movie. ではその相棒で最高の理解者クリスさんにもお話を聞いてみたいと思います。ご紹介します。クリスさん。
Thank you, Miyamoto-san. I am speaking on behalf of our directors, Michael Jelinek, Aaron Horvath.
Oh yeah, the first Despicable Me was good. But that's the thing, it's good, not like great, not like amazing. But it's a classic. It's timeless. Like we look back at Despicable Me one fondly.
Filled with Mario fanatics, and they're bringing the
I don't like how he said filled.
To this film every
day. He got a lot of energy from saying filled.
Lighting and compositing. Composer Brian Tyler heads to the scoring stage in just 11 days. He's been working hand in hand with Koji Kondo.
Oh yes, I heard about this. Koji Kondo is putting music together for the film.
It's been over 7 years since we first started talking about making this movie together.
7 years.
And it is
I wonder if they ever spoke to Disney.
Be here to show the very first look at footage with Mario fans at Nintendo Direct and at New York Comic Con. Miyamoto-san, shall we go ahead and introduce some of our cast?
Come on, let's see the.
お二人とも任天堂のゲームが大好きで、とても楽しい映画にしてくれました。準備はいいですか?
Oh, I'm so ready. Oh, there he is!
I spent hours of my life stomping Koopas.
Stomping Koopas. That's the voice of Mario. Stomping Koopas.
Laundromat. And then of course it came out on Nintendo.
Where am I?
Maybe years of my life. It's an honor. Truly, to be able to speak to the man who created those memories for me, and it's an honor to work alongside him. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to become Mario. That dream, like all dreams, faces one critical challenge, as in the film.
I wonder what Charles Martinet thinks.
An utterly ruthless scene stealer. Every great hero needs a diabolical enemy. And I promise you, I could not have been paired with the more perfect king of the Koopas, Bowser.
Yeah, it's a little distracting. He doesn't want to see. He doesn't want you to see all the Christian evangelical stuff in the background.
Thank you, Chris, but I can't let you have all the fun.
Hey, King Jack Black.
Well, you've been dreaming about playing
It should be
Mario.
all about him. And that's right. Oh, look at him.
And this flowing mane doesn't just appear overnight. Do you have any idea how long it took me to learn how to breathe fire?
When's his Fortnite skin coming out? Jablinski Games. It's Jack Black from Jablinski Games.
Miyamoto-san, as well as the entire Nintendo and Illumination team on this cinematic experience. One that will make
everything's forgiven because they decided to cast Jack Black as Bowser.
Much love. ありがとう、クリスさん、ジャックさん。それでは大変お待たせいたしました。スタートボタンを押しましょう。
Oh, that's cute. Here we go. Ah, what we've been waiting for. The compression suddenly went super poo-poo. Nice.
Behold, the king of the Koopas!
We've already seen all this stuff.
Open the gates!
Awesome.
That is but a taste of our fury. Do you yield?
I do not.
Have I seen this? I think this is like an extended version of what we've already seen.
I finally found it. Now
But we'll watch it.
stop me!
This is the first trailer. This has got it. Wait, hold on. Yeah, this is the first trailer. I mean, we'll watch it. just for the classic Mario line. Just for the What is this? Classic Mario line.
Do not touch that mushroom, you'll die! Oh, I'm sorry. That one's perfectly fine. Come on, Mario!
Mushroom Kingdom.
Here we come. That's all we needed to hear from the first trailer. All right, okay. There's been incredible debate about this, and I think the last time we spoke about it, we left it off at a we left it off unresolved. So if we rewind, please close your eyes and think of Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers. Does everyone have their eyes closed? And imagining Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers, right? Okay, I'm gonna have a screen of Linda. I'm gonna just have a picture of Linda, right? And I'm gonna play Mario's voice. Are you ready?
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Now I'm gonna replay that. I'm gonna replay that. I'm gonna replay that. Okay, one more time for the people in the back. This is Linda Belcher. And this is Linda Belcher saying Mushroom Kingdom.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
I'm glad we had this resolved.
What is this place?
That one's perfect.
Here we come.
Anyways. Okay, we'll watch the actual trailer. I should have read. This is why I got scammed. This is why I got scammed. I don't read enough. It literally says first trailer. It literally says first trailer here. Anyways, we'll watch this one, the second trailer. Here we go. This is for realsies now. That was just practice. That's what test streams are for.
Hello everyone, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto from
Oh, we got dubbed this time.
Today, I'm excited for you all to see the second trailer for the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
King.
The first trailer we released in October was seen by lots and lots of people around the world. Thank you all for supporting this movie. It's almost finished, and I'm not supposed to say anything else about it.
What I will say is, whenever you see Mario on the screen, Close your eyes and think of Linda Belcher.
Well, Chris-san, let's introduce our special guests.
Chris Pratt.
Thank you, Miyamoto-san. It's my pleasure to introduce Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh.
the incredible actor who voices Princess
I'm a fan
Peach
of
in our
Anya
movie.
Taylor-Joy.
It was important for us to work with performers who could inhabit a wide range of emotions.
Yes,
Connect with
I believe
audiences
so.
On the big screen. Anya brings another dimension to this character, whether she's leading her toads or going head-to-head against the King of the Koopas. I'm delighted to introduce you to your princess.
Nah, it wasn't Anya Taylor-Joy. Although it was probably in Spano's top 5. Anya Taylor-Joy has never been in my top 5. But a three-named person has been, I'm sure. And not including Jenna Louise Coleman.
Anya-san. I've been looking forward to this since the casting process. I thought she'd be perfect for Princess
But
Peach.
let me think.
I'm also looking forward to this person's performance. Playing Donkey Kong is
Oh yeah, we
so
could play. We could play.
I'm Seth
Oh, it's
Rogen, and for my entire
wait.
life, I've been a fan of the worlds created
Sorry.
by Miyamoto-san. In fact, my dog is named Zelda. Ever since I was a kid playing Play Choice 10, I remember looking at Mario Brothers and thinking, if they ever make a movie out of this, I better be in it. And
Damn, they forgot to add textures to his house.
I thank you, and Zelda does too.
In my neighborhood, there's a cat named Mario and a dog named Koopa. Okay then, let's press the start button again.
All right, here we go. For realsies this time. Oh yeah, this is new. This is new. Donkey Kong.
Let's go.
Did he just say let's go? Oh my god.
Okay.
He said it. He said the famous words.
You know who I am, but I'm about to rule the world.
Wow, yay.
But there's one problem. There's a human, has a mustache, just like you.
You think I know every human being with a mustache wearing an identical outfit with a hat with a letter?
That's just Charlie Day, man.
I don't.
I mean, Charlie Day is a good idea for Luigi as things go.
Together, we
Bowser is coming.
are going to stop that monster.
How? Look at us. We're adorable.
I got this. No problem.
Yes! Come on, Mario! Our big adventure begins now! Ah! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off!
Ooh, Tanuki suit.
There's a huge universe out there. With a lot of galaxies.
Yoshi! Yoshi! Huh?
They're all counting on us. No pressure.
Oh, Mario Karts! Rainbow Road! That's pretty cool. Ah, it's the jumping sound. The famous jumping sound from the Mario games. From the Super Mario games. Yeah, Chris Pratt.
How was that? It looks like we'll be able to see a new side of Princess Peach, played by Anya-san. Donkey Kong was there too. It's been over 40 years since the release of the original Donkey Kong game, which was also my debut title. We've also changed his design for the first time since he became a 3D model in the original Donkey Kong Country game. Some of you may have noticed, but for this movie, we seized the opportunity to give him a comical personality and design reminiscent of the original
Ooh.
character.
Oh yeah, I kind of see
What
it.
do you think? Well, that's all for now. I hope you're all looking forward to the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Thank you.
Oh, dude, I'm looking so forward. That was an alright trailer. Aside from Mario sounding, oh my god, that was. Did they not have any other takes of Mario saying "It's a me"? Hold on, Listen to that again. You gotta.
Let's go.
Come on. Come on.
Let's go.
Maybe I'm nitpicking. But that's a terrible let's go. Come on. I get it. He has a different voice. But like there are better ways to pull off the classic let's go. Come on. Who voices Yoshi? Oh, dude. I hope there's a tier rank for Mario movie casting. Who voices Yoshi in the Mario movie? Frank Welker? Or is that just like the normal? Yeah, I don't think Yoshi's got a voice. I think it's just gonna be Yoshi. 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 Yeah, like all those like press, all that interview, all those interviews where he's like, I've been working on my Mario voice. It won't be this. For him to just sound exactly like Chris Pratt. Oh, and we haven't even heard Fred Armisen's Cranky Kong yet. Kevin Michael Richardson did Kamek? That's crazy. Who else? I'm willing to bet. Hold on. Who is Charles Martinet voiced? Other than Mario? Because he's voiced more than just Mario. Because here's my theory. Like, have we got a Wario yet? Or anything like that? He's gonna voice a Nintendo character he already voices. Be it someone in the Mario realm or someone outside. Oh, hello, Rob. We're talking about the Super Mario. You just missed out on the Mario trailer, on the second installment of the Mario trailer series. I'm willing to bet then, who he's actually voicing is going to be Wario. He's probably going to be voicing Wario. Here's what's going to happen. I'm putting my money in right now. Movie ends. Charles Martinet, not in it at all. Right? Charles Martinet, not going to be in the game. The movie. End credit scene. A massive, is it brown boot? You know how a massive green boot fills the screen. Overlooking maybe, I don't know, a cliff top or something. Like Tails in the Sonic movie. Overlooking a cliff top. He's about to wreck some boulders like he does in the games, right? He looks at the screen. Charles Martinet going, "It's a me, Wario." That's where Charles Martinet comes in. Unless you guys have other theories. I really want a Mario movie casting tier list. Let's see if they have one. Oh, by the way, music. You think we'd get flagged if we played Mario music in the background? We could rate Mario games. Yeah, I'm willing to bet we'll get flagged. I've been flagged before on Mario. Before we do a tier list, we need to remember. We got to check if there's any good Illumination movies that have ever come out. No. Let me reiterate. Mario villains would be great. We need to find not just a good, because there's many good Illumination movies in my opinion, but there's none that's been great. And I'm really wondering if there's actually any film that's been able to be like amazing. There's not even a list. Here we go. Despicable Me is probably the closest they've gotten. I think Kung Fu Panda was DreamWorks. DreamWorks has had amazing movies, even outside Shrek. I think Illumination is like a part of Illumination or something like that. Wait. Let me think. DreamWorks is owned by Universal. And Illumination is owned by Universal. It's like Pixar and Disney Animation Studios. They're two different animation companies, and you can tell by their animation style that they're pretty different companies as well, and in ethos, I suppose, as well. But let's take a look. Do you guys remember Hop? What a great movie! Best Easter movie to ever exist. Hop. No? Secret Life of Pets, amazing movie. Secret Life of Pets, literally. I don't have much faith. I mean, it looks like it could be really good. This Mario movie, but like, look at it. Look at their backlog. How are we gonna put they really should have just given it to Disney. They've been willing to work with Disney before. They had Mario characters in Wreck-It Ralph. I don't see why they didn't go with Disney. Because this is a risk, let me tell you. I mean, that Grinch movie looked like it was fun in the trailers, but like, does anyone even talk about that Grinch movie anymore? Where is the Grinch movie on this list? That had like Illumination style, right? Where's the Grinch movie? You guys know who made the Grinch movie? Yeah, film adaptations for The Lorax and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Adaptations. What a mess. It looks like an Illumination movie. Yeah, Illumination also developed a 3D animated film, The Grinch. I remember looking at that trailer thinking, oh yeah, that looks pretty fun. And then I watched it and I fell asleep. I thought when I heard that the casting of The Grinch by Benedict Cumberbatch, like, I thought that was a good idea. I thought Benedict Cumberbatch is the Grinch. Okay, I can mess with that a little. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion, but it's certainly what I thought. Nadine, you made some suggestions for tier lists. Let me check the server real quick to see what you said. Fortnite umbrellas. Oh yeah, we gotta do some, before we do any of the fun stuff, we gotta rate something I can use for content. So we're gonna do 7 Wonders of the World. The Ancient World. Content that I've done once before. Alright. 7 Wonders. We're not using that one. That one's poo poo doo doo in the poo poo. How about this one? There's more than the 7 Ancient Wonders. 7 Wonders. What about this one? We could mess with this one, I suppose. It's got the 7 Wonders. 8 wonders of the world. We're looking at the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The ones that I've already made videos on. I'd say we'll watch my videos. But we ain't doing that. I already get enough of my voice at work. This is a good one though. Alright, this is the one we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if I can remember what they all are. Alright, okay, Great Pyramids of Giza. Let's do this. Does anyone have great opinions on the Great Pyramid of Giza? The singular one, the one in the middle, the big one. It was made for the 4th Dynasty Pharaoh Khufu. Okay, let me ask you a question, Dean. If the Great Pyramids of Giza are an A, which 7th wonder of the world would make it to an S? Do you think, in your opinion? Now, this is the only 7 wonder in the world, 7 wonder of the world. This is the only 7th wonder of the world that still exists today. It's still standing. It's got what, like 26th century BC, so 5,000, almost 5,000 years ago. It's old, and there's like tons of conspiracy theorists about it. It's made of 3 different chambers: the king, the queens, and the bottom one. What's the bottom one called? Oh, you know what? We'll find the script I wrote for it. I'll read to you the script I wrote for it, and then maybe later you can give me some views by I think it's this one. Froze again. Here we go. Okay. Did you know the woolly mammoth was even still around during the construction of the Great Pyramids? Did you know that? Did you know that only one of the 7 wonders still stand today? 4,500 years ago for Khufu. Tallest man-made structure for 3,800 years. The King's Chamber, where Khufu's mummy was laid. That's where you can see the actual mummy, the sarcophagus that still stands. There's still a sarcophagus in there, no mummy though. But people think grave robbers stole him millennia ago. But they used the entrance where they stole the mummy as an entrance for people. I've always wanted to visit the pyramids. Did you know that ancient Egyptians ate mummies for medicine? I think I oversimplified that, to be honest. And I think that information is actually wrong. I think people in the future, like during the Renaissance times, Italians would take Egyptian mummies and then, you know, eat it as well as use it for paints. Oh yeah, and then there's an antechamber, which is like a gate, the Queen's Chamber, and the subterranean chamber. That's the one I was looking for. There's a pit. No one really knows what it's for. Usually, okay, this is a very interesting fact about the Pyramid of Giza in general, right? When pyramids are made, mummies are usually put underground below the pyramid. This is why there's so many this is a reason why there's so many conspiracy theories. Oh, we have made a video series on correcting false info for the pyramid specifically. We've debunked some theories on our channel. But yeah, usually mummies are buried below the pyramid, so it comes as a surprise that the sarcophagus that supposedly holds Khufu is in the middle of the pyramid rather than underneath it. So people are thinking, okay, well, the subterranean chamber was probably where Khufu was going to be buried. And then for some reason, they gave up on that idea, decided to build inside the pyramid above the subterranean chamber, and people are thinking maybe it was the queen's chamber, and then they changed their mind, and then finally moved it to the king's chamber. So there was like 2 dud chambers that they built before they landed on the top chamber. That's only one theory on why we've got 3, why the pyramid is like that. We don't really know why the pyramid's like that. There's also like little caverns and holes and gaps in the pyramid, despite 4,500 years of it being around, where we haven't even looked inside it. We haven't discovered it yet. There's no way in, but there's like gaps, there's like rooms in the pyramid we haven't even discovered yet, that we've only discovered within the last maybe two decades, using like sonic technology and stuff like that. They call it the Big Void. Corridor at least 5 meters long. It's interesting. And it was old. The Great Pyramid was ancient history for the ancient Egyptians. It was so old. Tutankhamun was born 1,200 years after construction, and Egypt fell under Cleopatra 2,500 years after construction. It was very old. I'm very passionate, and it's been a birthplace for the best conspiracy theories in the world. Which is why I think it's an S tier. Does anyone disagree? Does everyone else agree with that? Nice. I'm glad I sold you folks. Alright, as I say from this, from one wonder still standing to one that may have never existed. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. I think I got a lot of information here incorrect, especially for Plethora. I'm pretty sure I have an updated version of this script. I don't think I've even done the video for yet. Despite the fact that I revised the script in July this year, and I still haven't gone around to editing this video. King Nebuchadnezzar II ruled Babylon between 605 BCE and 563 BCE in what is today Iraq. And come from a place called Median, Queen Amethyst missed the green of her homeland. And so King Nebuchadnezzar built the Hanging Towers of Babylon to make her feel more at home. So I see. Does the mystery of it ever existing in the first place take away or add to the tiering of the wonder here? No one's ever seen it, and the only writings we have of it are people who wrote about it centuries after. It's a nice story, but if it existed, it would have measured about 120 meters. Almost as tall as the pyramids of Giza. Yeah, exactly. It's a sad, cute little story. During a time when sad little cute stories weren't exactly a thing. And it would have needed 8,200 gallons of water to maintain the gardens. It's hard to believe something so big could be lost in time. We have never found any archaeological evidence that proves these gardens ever existed. Many believe that these gardens are just a fairy tale. However, but here's the kicker. There have been promising ideas that could finally track down where the Hanging Gardens of Babylon truly are. In 2013, archaeologist Stephanie Daly suggested the gardens may not be in Babylon after all, rather in Nineveh, under the rule of Sennacherib, king of the Assyrians. That's about a century before Nebuchadnezzar would even rule Babylon. There's evidence. There's evidence of where we might finally be able to track where exactly these gardens may have been. Around 700 years after the Roman and Greek writings, and around 1600 years after it was thought the gardens built, the original Babylon. There was two Babylons. There's two Babylons. Was ransacked, and the capital Nineveh was renamed New Babylon. And Stephanie thinks the New Babylon could have been mistaken for the Old Babylon in today's translations. There's been a number of wrongly translated things, especially in the realm of these writings. Aqueducts were found near the river Tigris in Nineveh. They could have carried enough water to the gardens. So there's evidence of aqueducts that have once been near at least New Babylon that were enough to carry water to the gardens. So, you know, it could be real, and we're like on the cusp of maybe discovering that it is real. But unless you see hard evidence, I suppose it is just a story. We can put it in C. What's next? All right, all the other scripts have not been updated. But I will show it, even though it was probably looks pretty embarrassing. What was it? Colossus? Let's see the Colossus of Rhodes next. This is the Colossus of Rhodes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was just gigantic freaking statue. I was in Greece. That worked as like an entrance to the port. I mean, like, you saw something inspired by it in Game of Thrones. But this is another situation where people don't believe it was real either. But there's more to it than that. I think the Statue of Liberty is impressive. Did you know there was a statue about the same height built over 2,300 years ago? In the Greek city of Rhodes, which still exists today, was a huge statue of the Greek sun Helios that stood 108 feet high, a wonder so big a new word had to be invented to describe its size. That's where the word colossal came from. The marvel was known as the Colossus of Rhodes. Construction of this wonder began in 292 BCE, so we're talking centuries ahead of the Great Pyramids of Giza now. City of Rhodes, with the leadership of sculptor Charles of Lindos, would celebrate their victory by selling all of the equipment Antigonus's troops left behind and using the money to build the largest statue the world has ever seen. The subject of their sculpture was Helios, the sun god, Rhodes' patron god. The giant statue of Helios stood on an 18-meter high block made of marble and stone. That's you'll see it sometimes here in mock-ups. People tend to miss that bit out, but I mean, who are we to say? There's how can we truly know? You know, just in writing. Due to its huge size, the monument was built piece by piece. Many accounts of the statue written after its destruction believe the Colossus stood at the entrance with ships passing through Helios's legs. Although most folks think this is fiction, as it would have been way too hard to have built such a thing with the tools they had back then. Some of the statue would even use the same iron and bronze Antigonus' army bit left behind due to size, built piece by piece over a total of 12 years. So it existed, but not in the way people envisioned it. Not in the you can boat between my legs kind of situation as we've got here. The Statue of Liberty took 9 years to make, not that much faster than the Colossus over 2,000 years ago. The Colossus would finish construction in 280 BCE, standing at 32 meters or 105 feet tall and becoming one of the earliest tourist attractions of the world. People from all over the ancient world would visit Rhodes to marvel at his feat. This is unlike the Colossus, the Hanging Garden situation. Tons of people wrote it during the time it existed. The mighty Colossus would fall. It only was around for 54 years, if you want to consider that. Huge earthquake in 2226. His feet or his feet, E or A? Suppose both. But that couldn't be the end of the Colossus of Rhodes, as even the ruins of the statue were a wonder to behold in itself. For another 800 years, many still traveled to the site. The Colossus of Rhodes would be admired by the world for almost a millennia, and unlike the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, we have verifiable evidence that a mighty statue existed. So it kind of sucks how, despite the countless recordings of the Colossus of Rhodes, we don't nearly have enough recordings of what the statue actually looked like. The many who illustrate and write about Colossus had no choice but to imagine what the statue could have looked like. As mentioned earlier, many drew Helios standing at the entrance of the harbor. Others drew him holding a torch, not unlike the Statue of Liberty. Others imagined him posing as if he is shielding his eyes, pose often used when sculpting Helios. But just like much of our other wonders so far, it is likely to stay shrouded in mystery. I don't think there's any evidence of the Colossus of Rhodes around today, but we can be pretty sure that it did exist. Other than that, it's like their version of a Statue of Liberty. So where would you put it? It's a massive marvel to make a statue that big. So big that people went all around the world without planes and stuff. B? Any reasoning? That's pretty cool. B? Okay, B. What else have we got? The Colossus of Rhodes. I don't want to do the Temple of Halicarnassus next, because that one's kind of boring. But if I search wonder for our script, we will do next. Yeah, Temple of Alexandria. This script is over a year and almost a year and a half old. While the Great Pyramid of Giza is the first wonder you'd probably think of, did you know there was another wonder of the world that calls Egypt its home? Built around 2,200 years ago, during the reign of Ptolemy II, the Lighthouse of Alexandria was for centuries one of the tallest man-made structures of the world. In the world. Taller, get this, than the Empire State Building. Despite multiple earthquakes, the wonder was still the third longest surviving wonder, holding up until way up until 1480. So, you know, past Jesus, well past Jesus, of our common era, as they say. The lighthouse stood tall for the better part of millennia, so it's no surprise this wonder has many stories to tell before and after its fall. No apostrophe. Get your grammar right, guys. It is crazy to note how the most famed wonder is shrouded in so much mystery. We may never know how it is. Khufu is one of the most... Plans and funding for the lighthouse started after Alexander the Great. Yawn. With Ptolemy I Soter becoming king in 305 BCE, the same guy that was involved in the construction of Colossus of Rhodes. So we got some connection. We got 7 wonders of the world multiverse going, a little cinematic universe going on. This guy is essentially the Nick Fury of his time, if you think about it. If you think about it, don't think about it too hard. But if you think about it. It would take 12 years to build, which by then Ptolemy I would also pass away. So he never got to see the end of that statue. His son Ptolemy II, though, would be the one to see the end of this massive decade-long project. The height of the lighthouse potentially measured up to 118 meters, taller than the Statue of Liberty, stood on a 30 by 30 meter base. The tower was mostly using limestone and granite, and rather than the sleeker lighthouses you see today, It was made of 3 tiers. Okay, we'll need to see what we mean by this. Lighthouse of Alexandria. It's tiered. It's like a square kind of thing going on. It looked like that. Less like that. More likely more like that. Very likely like that. If my darn capture card worked, I would have loaded up Assassin's Creed Origins and we could have visited it. Wouldn't that have been fun? For content. We can't. Can't load it up, despite the fact there's a tour guide mode in Assassin's Creed. I have a mental image of Nick Fury flying on a Colossus above the earth with planes and the Sphinx snows on it. This is A tier. You think? This lighthouse. What makes you think this lighthouse is A tier? Yeah, functional lighthouse. Guided ships during the night. During the day, a mirror was used to reflect sunlight out to the sea. Roman coins would show the tower with a statue of Triton, the god of the sea, adorning the 4 corners of the tower with a statue of Poseidon or Zeus. Not spelled correctly. I see. Standing at the top. So concrete. You'd think so, right? It looks so secure. Oh yeah, engineering. You got the engineer thing going on. As mentioned earlier, the lighthouse would stand for about a millennia, with centuries of writers. I mean, it's the one that stood the longest outside the one that's still surviving. However, this doesn't mean it was completely smooth sailing for the Wonder. As with many of our other wonders, they faced a number of disasters, many earthquakes. One in 796, which caused the lighthouse to partially crack. More damage was done with another earthquake in 951. The top 20 meters of the tower would collapse in 956. The Crete earthquake of 1303 would cause the worst damage. The only parts of the lighthouse still standing by this time were the square tower and the entrance ramp. A final earthquake in 1323 would be the final nail in the coffin, with the remaining stones being used to build the citadel of Kate Bay in 1480. The citadel of Kate Bay, by the way, whilst I was doing the research for this, is actually looks pretty cool too. We'll take a look at that real quick. Whenever you try and look for like public domain images of the Lighthouse of Alexandria, it's hard because there's only a few paintings that you can use, and any like modern day renderings of it obviously you have to pay for. So like most of the images that you can find relating to the Colossus of Rhodes as public domain are actually the Citadel of Kate Bay, which I had to use for my videos as well. It's a cool looking citadel, and you know, citadels are cool. But it was rediscovered. We were not sure up until the 20th century whether this thing really existed, I suppose. Like, other than the writings of people, like we never had any tangible evidence until the 20th century. People like Gaston Jondare and Raymond Whale. In 1916 as well, Sir Leopold Halliday Saville. In 1940. The lighthouse was finally rediscovered in 1968 after a team of marine archaeologists led by Honor Frost found the existence of ruins representing parts of the lighthouse. More remains were found in 1994 by French archaeologist Jean-Yves Empereur and his team, where the lighthouse would be photographed for the very first time by cinematographer Asma El-Bakri. Jean-Yves' team would spend the next year photographing, cataloging, mapping the over 3,000 pieces found on the floor of Alexandria's eastern harbor. Today, you can even now go diving to see the ruins yourself. Isn't that cool? Oh, I'm going diving, by the way. When I go to Palawan in the Philippines next year, I'm going to see a sunken World War II ship. I will update you on a future live stream. Tell you how that goes in March. And since 1978, there have been proposals to rebuild the Wonder, including a proposal to build a skyscraper where the tower once stood. I'd like to see that. The lighthouse has many stories to tell over the century. Oh, that's just a conclusion. We don't need to read about that. Yeah. The footage is kind of awe-inspiring, to be honest. In context of how long it took, what like a monumental moment it was for it to be photographed for the first time. Actually, it actually is in the video. I was able to show it in the video itself. Shut up. Let's go back to the Rounded Kids version. This video is old. But here it is. First time elements of the Lighthouse of Alexandria were discovered. Fascinating. There's actual video of it, but it's copyrighted. Can't use it for myself. But yeah. Where would you rank that? A tier, right? No, that's not the lighthouse. That's the lighthouse. A? I was able to sell the story to you, huh? Just a bunch of bricks, man. Just a bunch of bricks with a mirror on top. It is a feat. But aren't all of these feats? Okay, let's do the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. The Taj Mahal, the Pyramid of Giza, the Pantheon. These are all examples of mausoleums. Tombs are burial chambers that are built above ground for a person who has passed away. A pretty weird name to give above ground tombs, don't you think? Where did that word come from? Well, this intricate structure from the 4th century BCE and our next wonder of the world is where the mausoleum got its namesake. So this is King Mausoleum. This is Patient Zero Mausoleum. So let's take a look at pictures before we delve deep into the context of the mausoleum at Halicarnassus. It was this gigantic tower with blocks and pillars. It stood pretty tall. Some people make it very tall. But yeah, that's generally what it looked like. Very intricate. Lots of details. I'm gonna burp. Oh, anyways. The mausoleum at Halicarnassus, or simply the Tomb of Mausolus, was a tomb built between 353 BCE and 350 BCE, and none other than Halicarnassus, an ancient Greek city in what is now Bodrum, Turkey. So this is a Turkey-built structure. Construction began with the death of Mausolus, ruler and king of Caria, 353 BCE. Incest alert, incest alert. He would leave his wife and sister, Artemisia II, to rule Caria alone, and she would soon continue his project of building a large tomb for himself alongside the couple's other siblings. So burying the lead there, because this is ultimately for kids to look at. Yes, Mausolus married his sister, Artemisia II, and she was kind of a mess, guys. She did not take Mausolus' death very well. Her own brother's death very well. Oh, here we go. And let's just say Artemisia did not handle her husband/brother's death in the healthiest of ways. She was even thought to have mixed Mausolus' ashes in her drinks every single day. So it's pretty unfortunate that she wouldn't even live to see his tomb completed, as she too would pass only 2 years after her husband. Some Game of Thrones stuff going on there, right? Some Rick and Morty Game of Thrones stuff going on there. Her urn would be placed next to Mausolus's inside the yet-to-be-finished tomb, and a sacrificial ritual was performed after her death that involved placing the bodies of many dead animals along the mausoleum stairs. The stairs were then sealed with stones and rubble, with the craftsman deciding to complete the tomb in honor of the unfortunate couple. When it came to building the mausoleum, Artemisia spared no expense. She scoured Greece to find the most renowned artists and sculptors of her time to decorate one side of the temple each, including Scopas, a man who had supervised one of the many rebuildings of our previously explored wonder, the Temple of Artemis. No, we're not doing it in order anymore. But yeah. So we're building on this cinematic universe of sculptures of now we've got our Iron Man, let's say. We have our Iron Man this time around in Scopus. We got our Nick Fury and our Iron Man. It's a very sad story, but you got to remember, it's also incest. So how far can you really feel sad? It depends on your virtues and beliefs. And that's something I personally will not get into. Oh, dude, that's the main part. He would leave his wife and sister, Artemisia II. Did not handle her husband/brother's death. Oh, tell your parents. Ask your parents. Ask your parents what incest is, kids. I mean, people were very easy to forgive. Let's say Jon Snow and Jaime Lannister. Oh no, brother and husband, like same person. With such talent came an incredibly detailed and intricate structure adorned with many sculptures and carvings of gods and goddesses, as well as a pair of stone lions protecting the stairway to the tomb, and stone warriors on horses would guard the tomb itself. That line needs to be completely re-edited. Syntax, grammar everywhere incorrect. Centaurs and Amazonians, all amongst many other scenes, would be depicted all over a tomb that measured 148 feet. That's almost as tall as Nelson's column in London. Consisting of stone and marble, the tomb was built on a hill that towered over the city of Halicarnassus and stood in the middle of a walled courtyard. The tomb was supported by 36 individual columns, with a statue standing between every pair of columns. The pyramid-shaped roof would show images of Mausolus and Artemisia taking reins of a chariot. With such extravagance, the structure resembled something much closer to a temple rather than a tomb. Romans would later start describing magnificent tombs as mausolea, which you could say more or less caught on. It's a very interesting story. I think the incest adds to the drama, but takes away from the sympathy. Not to repeat ourselves again, but it would once again be earthquakes that would cause this demise of this wonder. And unlike its unfortunate peats, it's supposed to say peers, the mausoleum at Halicarnassus would actually be the last surviving of the 6 destroyed wonders, just getting destroyed between 12th and the 15th century. Although we still don't know what caused the last blow. It has taken some Sherlock-level sleuthing of old historical documents to determine when the fall of the mausoleum took place. Greek scholar Eustathius wrote in the 12th century that the mausoleum was and is a wonder, with the Knights of St. John of Jerusalem recorded the tomb to be in ruins 1402, leading many to believe that the temple would finally fall in between these times. The Knights of St. John would eventually seal the deal in 1492 by using much of the stone and artwork from the ruined mausoleum for the nearby Bodrum Castle. Actually, I haven't looked at Bodrum Castle yet. Let's take a look. I mean, it's an okay castle as things go. There are better castles in this country, and on this land, on our landmass, on our little island. We could just drive north for a couple hours, see Edinburgh Castle. It's a shame that you took such a beautiful thing and you built this out of it. I'm sure it's got a rich history that it would take too long to tangentially see what's up with it. I'm pretty sure I wrote a bit about it. No, I didn't. All in all, the mausoleum at Halicarnassus stood for over 1,000 years, one of the smaller wonders of the world. The mausoleum made its name on its own magnificence and splendor rather than sheer size. Alongside the tragic and strange backstory, the structure memorializes this wonder of the world was so extraordinary, it is truly deserving of its own noun. Oh, great writing, Renz. That's some decent writing. Where would you rank it? B? Above or below the Colossus of Rhodes? I would put it maybe below. Yeah. Alright, what's next? Ooh, what's next? Oh, what's next? We've done the mausoleum, the statue of Zeus, I believe? Yes. Low boat between legs. Let me reiterate. It is very unlikely that they actually did the boat between legs thing, and it was probably just like a Statue of Liberty thing, or it just stood on his own 2 feet. Ugh. On normal land. Ugh. All right. Statue of Zeus at Olympia. Let's take a look at it first. Why do I keep spelling Zeus wrong? There's the guy. These are just mock-ups because, like all the others, it's dead. It doesn't exist anymore. It's kaput. It's no longer around. But yeah, this is it. This is the statue of Zeus at Olympia. Wonder at it. You may have heard of Zeus, arguably one of the most well-known of the ancient Greek gods, and that's no coincidence. As well as the god of the sky, Zeus was thought to be the king of gods, and the father of many other gods you may have heard, such as Hercules, Athena, Apollo, even the goddess Artemis, who we've explored earlier in our 7 Wonder series. Now, there we go. More of the cinematic universe, you know, the 7 Wonder cinematic universe going on. The SWCU, as I like to coin it. Now we got Artemisia. I would say Artemisia is probably the Captain Marvel of our cinematic universe here. We've got a real Captain Marvel Wonder Woman situation going on with Artemisia, Artemis, and Artemisia, amongst many other gods and goddesses. So it's no wonder that our next and final wonder, it's not our final wonder, I've been doing this out of order, is one dedicated to this legendary god of Olympia. A statue of Zeus at Olympia was constructed around 435 BC and placed inside the Temple of Zeus at Olympia. What? Oh, okay, yeah. The statue of Zeus was placed inside the Temple of Zeus. I was like reading that back. I was just like, I recognize my writing a year ago was terrible. A town that was dedicated to the gods and was home to the original Olympic Games every 4 years from 776 BCE way up until at least 393 CE. This, of course, isn't to be mistaken with Mount Olympus, you know, the place you visit in Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. The tallest mountain in Greece and what was commonly thought to be home of their ancient gods. Also, a location you visit in Kingdom Hearts. In fact, Olympia is actually nowhere near Mount Olympus, but countless people nonetheless made pilgrimage to the site to celebrate their many gods. The Temple of Zeus was built just a bit over 20 years earlier, and like the Temple of Artemis, was peripteral in form. Basically a temple that is surrounded by columns. The temple on its own was a marvel in itself, measuring over 20 meters high, amongst almost 30 meters wide, and over 17 meters in length. The structure was adorned with intricate carvings of not just Zeus, but many other gods such as Hercules, but it would be the statue of Zeus itself that would make this temple worthy of its wonder status. The statue of Zeus was built completely by hand by famed Greek sculptor Phidias, who had constructed many other notable sculptures, such as his statues of Athena, both inside and outside the arguably the most well-known structure from ancient Greece. That needs rewriting. The Parthenon, which we won't be covering. It took Phidias and Ferb 12 years to build this 12-meter wonder. That's double the size of the similarly posed Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., and was a chryselephantine structure, meaning it was sculpted using gold and ivory, some of the most precious and expensive materials throughout time. Zeus was presented sitting down, grasping a scepter, with an eagle perched at the end on his left hand, and holding Nike, the shoes, the goddess of victory, on his right. His throne was decorated with many paintings, as well as even more precious materials such as ebony. His statue was also thought to have been constantly coated with olive oil to preserve the delicate ivory, which would otherwise not have done well in the marshiness of Olympia. The statue of Zeus stood proud for almost 800 years, having perished without any duplicates or copies sometime in the 5th century CE. Some say it was heavily damaged in a fire. Others say it may have been taken to the Palace of Lausus in Constantinople in 475, a palace that was home to a vast collection of ancient mythological statues. How did they wheel it all the way there? Where it would soon see another devastating fire. Either way, as ancient Greek religion fell out of popularity during the turn of the Common Era, the Temple of Zeus would have fallen into disrepair for potentially hundreds of years before its final disappearance. For as much as we value modern technology and architecture, it is amazing to see what humans achieved thousands of years ago with similar tools that we have the fortune to use these days, and with examples like the pyramids of Giza, we still don't know actually, and it's just conclusion. It's a bit boring. Don't you think? It's a magical statue with a very boring history. You're just like, yeah, let's build a statue. Pretty much. Right? We're here. We're in Olympia. Let's build a statue here. Right? It's a great looking statue. But we've been wowed a lot tonight with the stories of relatively unassuming buildings that otherwise have been heightened by pretty decent stories behind them. Plus, it wasn't very big. It wasn't tall. On par with Colossus, the Colossus of Rhodes. So like above what, like above the mausoleum? Above the mausoleum with the incest story? Incest stories. People seem to enjoy those. I'm talking about Game of Thrones, by the way, to get your minds out of the gutter. Alright, what's the last one? Oh yes, the Temple of Artemis. Alright, let's take a quick look-see at the Temple of Artemis. Nadine, we will reserve Fortnite umbrellas for when Maple and Rob are both in the chat. I think they'd get a kick out of that. We'll do Marvel movies or the other thing you suggested. Yeah, we'll do Marvel movies after this. Anyways, this is the Temple of Artemis. There's still evidence of it standing, I believe, today. But also there's like a number of Temple of Artemis, so I could be talking out my butt and talking about the ruins of a different Temple of Artemis. But we're talking about the wonder that was in Ephesus. Not the one in Browronia. We're talking the one at Ephesus. Yeah, that's not it. That's not the Temple of Artemis. This is the Temple of Artemis. But this is a Temple of Artemis. This guy's wrong. This is the wrong Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. Took me a while to figure that out, so there's already some confusion at what's what when it comes to the Temple of Artemis, because there's like 50,000 Temple of Artemises. I am exaggerating. Alright, the Temple of Artemis is a Greek temple that can be dated back to the Bronze Age, so it's very, very old now. We're talking about the oldest, I think, maybe, potentially the oldest? No. Pyramids of Giza is still way older. It was built in the ancient Greek city of Ephesus in what is now modern-day Turkey, also known as the Temple of Diana. This legendary temple was constructed 3 times, but was unfortunately destroyed each time. So they went at it. They went hard to keep this thing around, which you will soon learn why. They built it on terrible land. So silly of them to have built it where they built it in the first place. It was the second build of the temple around 550 BCE, and its infamous destruction by Herostratus that put our next ancient wonder of the world in the history books. So this is the first phase. This is the boring phase. This is the kiddie baby phase, where it wasn't so wonderful. The first temple was originally thought to date back to around 700 BCE, but excavations have since shown the site was occupied hundreds of years earlier. Pottery evidence dates the site to the period known as the Greek Dark Age, as early as 900 BCE, almost 3,000 years ago. The first temple is known as the Peripteros temple. We saw that in cinematic universe. Cinematic universe. You rewind. I believe it was Halicarnassus, was it? Or what was the thing that we looked at before? Just then. Oh no, the Temple of Zeus was peripteral too. The first temple was destroyed by a flood in the 7th century BCE. When waters receded, they left behind 50 centimeters or 20 inches of sand on the temple floor. Today, all that remains of this area are a few carvings, including Griffin and the Tree of Life. But I can't seem to find it. Can't seem to find that evidence on the internet anywhere. But it's been written in a number of writings that I've found, so I kept it in the script, but I can't find pictures of it. There is evidence that the site had many floods, but people worked hard to protect and repair the temple, suggesting that the location of the temple was very important to the people of Ephesus. It wasn't until around 550 BCE that the second temple was built on top of the first. Rather than clay, this may have been the very first temple to have been built with marble. It was home to a statue of Artemis herself, the Amazonian goddess of hunting and fertility. This became a hotspot for people and tourists from around the ancient world. Thousands of items from this era have been found on the site at Ephesus, including some of the first inscribed coins ever made. It's early. It is thought that the temple offered sanctuary for people running away from punishment, a tradition that came from the belief that Amazonians fled their own punishment twice and found help thanks to the goddess Artemis. It is the fall of the temple, 356 BCE, I should say BCE, that would make this wonder famous. Not that much is known about the arsonist Herostratus. There's a nice story to this one. Who was the culprit of the infamous crime. One thing we did know is why he did it. So there was a guy called Herostratus who burnt down the temple. That's why it doesn't exist anymore. This wasn't to get revenge or even start a fight. Herostratus burned the temple of Artemis to the ground just to be famous. So, you know, he was a clout chaser. He was the original clout chaser. So, if you're over all the Gucci Gang, over Logan Paul's Suicide Forest, if you're over all that stuff, you gotta blame this guy, because he started it all. He started the trend. He was the first TikTok trend. After turning himself in, Ephesians tortured Herostratus, asking why he did such a thing, only replying that he did it only so his name would be remembered throughout history. Any publicity is good publicity. I mean, we're still talking about him today. Foolishly, I would also add. Knowing this, Ephesians made it a crime to even utter his name, and any mention of Herostratus was punishable by death. Obviously, that didn't work out too great for them, mostly thanks to Greek historian Theopompus, who ignored the decree to make sure people like us today would know the fate of the Temple of Artemis. I kind of almost wish that we didn't know his name. Like, I wish we knew the story, but like the actual name of the guy has been lost in time. Because we would have won a little bit by then. That guy just won everything. Like, well, what's the lesson to be learned here, right? Go on, guys. Everyone go commit arson at a very popular building. Because you'll be famous forever and ever. People will still be talking about you 2,000 years from now. Believe it or not, King Alexander the Great was born incredibly close to the day Herostratus burned the Temple of Artemis, with some ancient historians marking those two events as happening on the same day, which led many to believe that Alexander's birth, a child who didn't do anything to deserve becoming famous, was a reason Herostratus tried to claim his own fame. So people are thinking maybe it was a political thing because Herostratus hated that this Alexander the Great kid is already suddenly so popular and famous, even though he didn't really even do anything. He was just born. Yeah, exactly. We're still talking about Guy Fawkes. I mean, he didn't follow through with that stuff, right? You don't even need to commit arson. Threaten arson, and you'll be famous for the rest of your life. Don't take that advice as a disclaimer. But nevertheless, Alexander would eventually offer to rebuild a temple. Ephesians refused, saying it would be improper for one god to build a temple for another. People really thought highly of Alexander the Great, and eventually built and paid for their own construction in 323 BCE. The temple was the biggest yet, about 4 times larger than the Pantheon in Greece, 12,760 feet, columns. No. Okay, sure. 127 60-foot columns stood in precise rows filled the temple. Okay, I'll put in an A once we're done here. And it survived 600 years. But like most of our other wonders, this would also fall by people called the Goths. Not Hot Topic Goths. Can't believe I wrote this down. No, not these Goths. Show Hot Topic Goths. These Goths. Show actual Goths. A tribe from what is today Germany who destroyed the temple in a raid, once again setting fire to it. There was evidence that there was some efforts to reconstruct the temple, but as the number of people who worshipped the goddess fell, the temple would never return to its former glory. What's left today at the site are a couple of columns and some foundational slabs. It's nonetheless amazing how even some of the temple is still standing, but we will forever be left wondering how this wonder would have looked in its heyday. I agree. Above or below the lighthouse? I'll let you decide for that one, Nadine. Above? Okay. And there we have it. That is our tier list. There's no D's. They're all great, and they've all got interesting stories. I think people thousands of years ago chose the right wonders for their 7 wonders list. Yeah, imagine being arsoned as a wonder of the world. That's disappointing. Disappointing. All right. Marvel movies? Oh, no. What I really want to do, we'll shelve Marvel movies. I really like your idea of doing Mario characters. And then, yeah. How long have I been streaming for? An hour and a half? Yeah, that'll fill out 2 hours, and then... Oh, dude! 6 concurrent viewers? Hello, everyone! It's nice to meet you. Oh my gosh! If only I knew that doing educational content on an educational channel would lead to people sticking around, right? It's nice to meet all the people lurking. We're actually good with the informational stuff today. We're gonna be we're gonna be ranking Mario villains. But come back for other weeks. We'll do the Wonders of the World of today, and then maybe do some GeoGuessr. I had no idea we had people here. Who's watching? Thank you for being here. Goodness. Mario villains or Mario Kart courses? Oh ho 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 ho. Those are two great options. Great. Up to you. Let's see what these guys have first. Oh, dude, this one's got the names too. We could watch videos. We could watch someone playing Coconut Mall. I mean, the only problem is, right, if we do this tier list, it's gonna take up like an hour just to do this tier list alone. We need to dedicate a day just to do this tier list. I mean, even then, dude, we still have to do. We still need to finish this tier list. Would we get Tom Scott suspended? I don't think so. I wouldn't think so. Maybe we'd get like after the stream, Nintendo will take some money from this. But the stream should still be able to be up and not blocked or muted or anything like that. But we'll do the villains because it's quick, right? We'll do the villains. We'll do the villains. Come on, we'll do the villains. Classic Mario villains. I'm gonna need help with some of these though. I don't recognize some of these guys because I've never played Paper Mario. Ooh, cartoon villains. That would be a great one to do. Let's take a look at this Mario villains. There's more here. Does King K. Rool count as a Mario villain? I suppose, right? Okay, you can help me with that then. We'll do the one that's got more then. Because I kind of want to vote for King K. Rool. Nah, I really like this one. And for the concurrent viewers that still stuck around after this, I can give you some neato Nintendo information. This Donkey Kong is the father of this Wait. Where's the other Donkey Kong? Aw, never mind. They've only got one Donkey Kong on this list. Yes, this Donkey Kong is the father of the Donkey Kong we all know and love, of Seth Rogen Donkey Kong. If you didn't know that already. So where do you want to start? With the classic? Bowser? Bowser? Oh, you didn't know that. Nice to know. History of Donkey Kong. Don't let me tell you that there's things to be learned when it came to Donkey Kong. So this is Donkey Kong, right? And I believe the idea is that Donkey Kong Jr., this Donkey Kong, grows up to be this Donkey Kong. Yes, and that is Donkey Dad. That's Donkey Dad. That's Donkey Kong, otherwise known as Donkey Jr. I think it was confirmed in Donkey Kong Country. Here's one way to. Is Donkey Kong Senior How do I even search for this? Is Donkey Kong's dad? Wait. Kong family. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. Let's read the article on the Nintendo Wiki on the Donkey Kong family because it's complicated. There's lore to this. The Kong family is a heroic group of Donkey Kong from the Donkey Kong series that was established by Cranky Kong's great grandfather, led by Donkey Kong. Okay. So, okay. So, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. All right. Okay. You can't see me right now, but I'm rolling up my sleeves because we're gonna Sherlock this. We're gonna Sherlock this family tree. In the original Donkey Kong arcade game, the disgruntled ape was annoyed of being mishandled by his master Mario. So, the first appearance... Actually, no. What came first, Mario or Donkey Kong? (1983). (1981). So the first ever appearance of Mario, it was in Donkey Kong. Yeah, it came first. Truly. Mario used to handle Donkey Kong, used to mistreat him. So Donkey Kong was so upset by it, he kidnapped Pauline. Yes, that Pauline from New Donk City. Kidnapped her. Kidnapped our beloved Pauline, Mario's girlfriend at the time, because he was being mishandled very poorly. Now, the website, NintendoWiki.com, has broken. So we'll refresh these pages. Okay. And took refuge on a series of girders on a construction site. The giant monkey was able to break the ladders and toss barrels at Mario to keep him away. This is crucial Mario lore. This is before Bowser. This is BB, before Bowser. This was like 4BB. Hold on. (1985). This was 4BB. This is 4BB before Bowser. If you wanted to know what I was doing, I was looking at the release for Super Mario Brothers and comparing it to the release of Donkey Kong. This was 4BB before Bowser. Eventually, Donkey Kong and Mario reach the highest levels of the building, and Mario causes these levels to collapse to send Donkey Kong down and rescue Pauline. With Donkey Kong defeated, Mario keeps him locked up in a cage. Donkey Kong got his name from Shigeru Miyamoto, who thought donkey meant stubborn in English, which grammatically didn't make any sense, and Kong was just used as a generic term for any large and menacing apes in Japan. So he went on with Donkey Kong. Nintendo of America urged him to change the name, though NCL refused. Now imprisoned in the sequel Donkey Kong Jr., now Donkey Kong in this, he kidnaps his own son. Right? He's the villain of this game. Do you how aware of you guys? I know you're not as big into retro games as I am. How many of you guys have heard or have played Donkey Kong Jr.? Because I used to play a lot of Donkey Kong Jr. as a kid. There you go. there's Mario enslaving Donkey Kong, and his only savior forcing his son to risk his life to save him, just to save his dad. How evil is that? How evil is Mario? How old is Mario to have been the bane of the Kong family existence for generations? So if we're talking great-grandfather, right, of Cranky Kong, Donkey Kong, Mario was around for all this. Donkey Kong, then Donkey Kong Jr., then unnamed son of Donkey Kong Jr., then Cranky Kong. All of that up until that point, and then we even have Diddy Kong right after, have been the bane of Mario's existence. Mario's been the villain all along. We've just been too distracted with all the Bowser stuff. Bowser's just trying to get revenge for his friend here. Bowser's getting vengeance, like John Wick or Liam Neeson. You know? Mario's the bad guy. And that's why we cast Chris Pratt. And that's why he's Chris Pratt now. We all looked away for too long, but Shigeru knows. Shigeru always knew. And that's why he personally casts Chris Pratt. Mario should be on the list. I completely forgot we're doing all of this whole tangent because we're doing a Mario villain list. To rescue him from Mario's clutches, Donkey Kong is trapped in a cage at the top. The screen guarded Mario's to free the cage. Third entry, Donkey Kong 3 has a titular gorilla attack a greenhouse to which the gardener Stanley must fend him off while protecting. You can't lie to me and say Mario is Stanley. Stanley is Mario. Stanley ain't Mario. Stanley is Mario. That's ridiculous. All this time playing Donkey Kong 3, and you weren't playing Mario? This is a retcon of the utmost disgraces. Did I get Mandela affected? That was Mario to me. And you can't lie to me. You can't lie to me that ain't Mario. Because that's Mario. Ridiculous. Where were we? Donkey Kong aggravates the Beehive, yada yada yada. After his arcade appearances, Donkey Kong went on to appear in a variety of remakes. Donkey Kong Math, Punch-Out, Donkey Kong Classics. Modern design, those are rare revives of the franchise, yada yada yada. Rare leaves, like a country series, other appearances. Okay. Donkey Kong family tree. We will figure this out. Okay, so Wrinkly Kong is married to Cranky Kong, but we need to go further back. We need to go further back than Cranky Kong. It's not going far back enough, guys. Okay, here. This is it. This is the one. Ugh. It's so... Okay, here. So Cranky Kong is Donkey Kong. Cranky Kong is original. So sorry for this JPEG. You cannot read a thing. Alright, okay. My understanding of this graph, right? This is Renz, Unraveled Renz edition. This graph specifically details Cranky Kong as the Donkey Kong, the original 1981 4BB Donkey Kong, which led to Donkey Kong Jr., who is not Diddy Kong. We all already knew that though. Donkey Kong Jr. is not Diddy Kong. And it took many Scott the Woz episode to find that out. Let me tell you. So Donkey Kong Jr. and this pink Donkey Kong Jr., which I think was just a player 2, are brother and sister. Okay? I did not even know. I did not even know Donkey Kong Jr. had a sister, nor that the original Donkey Kong had a daughter. But the birth child of Donkey Kong Jr., spouse, birth mother, never named, by the way. No birth mother. No. Who spawned our beloved Donkey Kong? Who spawned our beloved Donkey Kong? Because who's the mother? Right? Weird that we never know that bit of lore. That is something yet to be explored. We need like a Telltale-esque "Where's my mom" kind of mystery thing going on. I think we need to get Big B Wolf on this. We gotta get Big B Wolf, Donkey Kong, the Kong Among Us. Let's call it. I can imagine the logo now. The Kong. So we'll get the Donkey Kong from that. Pauline is DK's mom. Now, is that a game theory, or is there evidence of that? Because if there is actual evidence that Pauline is Donkey Kong's mother, that is a whole other case. we gotta crack wide open. But as far as game theories go, I mean, I would tier rank it Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay. So we've solved the mystery of the family. Just a theory, right? It makes sense. It explains Donkey Kong's affinity to the color red, I suppose, right? Maybe a loose tie, but, a tie nonetheless. A literal tie. He's wearing a red tie. Get it? It's tied. Okay. Now get this. This is shocking. According to this, Diddy Kong is not Donkey Kong's son. Now, I don't know if you can read this. This is shocking news to me. It says, and I quote, "Little Buddy," in parentheses, "supported nephew." I think that says supported nephew. I don't know what supported nephew means. It means like adopted nephew? That's a weird way to put it. Just adopt them like a son, right? What does supportive mean? That's a loose tie if I've ever seen one. I always thought it was his son. Nephew. Diddy Kong is Donkey Kong's nephew. According to this. Crazier. Candy Kong is a rumored coupled with Donkey Kong. And Funky Kong, get this, star of Mario Kart Wii, Funky Kong. Not related to Donkey Kong, he's just a friend. And to confuse this more, despite the player 2 of Donkey Kong Jr. being brother and sister, Dixie Kong is Diddy Kong's girlfriend, whose sister is this, whatever she is. I don't know what that says, but apparently they're somehow tied to Kiddy Kong, and I think Chunky Kong? What? You might as well just select all this, drag and drop until the relationship unknown. This is a mess. let's look at another family tree just to confirm before we move away from this tangent and finish this tier list. Pinky, that's her name. Well, okay, but now this one says, right, Donkey Kong Jr., Funky Kong, Swanky Kong, and our beloved Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Prime, are all brothers, right? And Diddy Kong is the son of Funky Kong. Funky Kong is Diddy Kong's dad, according to this. But this still confirms that Dixie Kong is Diddy's girlfriend and that Candy Kong is Donkey Kong Prime's girlfriend. This is shocking news. What is real and what is not? Truly, are we to say that Diddy Kong is Funky Kong's dad? Son? Kong's nephew. Cranky Kong, Donkey Kong Jr. We're not getting any other info on Funky Kong. So we don't know if he's a friend or if he's a brother. According to some of these, yes. The way that all of these are JPEG to heck, that you can't even read the names. I'm sorry if I've been on way too long of a tangent here. I will conclude soon. I just really need to know if Funky Kong is Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong's dad. There's no more family trees. That's it. We'll never know. Yes! Here, there's another one! Okay, that's my headcanon now. Okay, to conclude. Cranky Kong is the original 4BB Donkey Kong. He birthed Donkey Kong Jr., which is not correct on this list, firstly. So how can we trust this list? But we need to move back to the tier list, so we're just gonna ignore that. Funky Kong is Donkey Kong's brother. See, this guy got him confused. Obviously, this is wrong. Donkey Kong Jr. is not the son of that Donkey Kong. Anyways, Funky Kong son is Diddy Kong. Okay, well, that's it. You see, I came into this teaching you guys something, but the person who's learned the most tonight is me. We're putting Donkey Kong 4BB into the S tier. In fact, we're rating him higher than Bowser. All right. What do you guys want to do next on this tier list? You know what? I just went back and our tier list is just the three of us now. After that whole Donkey Kong tirade, we lost all our extra viewers. We're like, all the educational stuff is done. Now that we're just looking at Donkey Kong lore. So we're doing Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. Introduced in, I believe, Super Mario World. Correct me if I'm wrong. My favorite Super Mario game, by the way. Oh, Sunshine. He first appeared in Sunshine. Who was the kid in Mario World? Oh no, it's just Bowser. Bowser Jr. A? He's very cute. He's the son of Bowser, right? And the Koopalings are his nephews. Did I get that right? Did I get that right? Bowser's minions, the Koopa Kids, portrayed as siblings. Please don't let me go down another rabbit hole on who's related to who. Depends on the game. No, we can't just say depends on the game. We need to have a straightforward Bible almost. Koopalings were his kids, but got retconned into just being randos. What's the point in the world? What's the point of the world these days? Why even write? Why even make art if we're not gonna hold ourselves accountable for the art we make? Why build worlds when we choose to destroy what we built all the time? Why? Bowser Jr. goes A. Koopalings go C. Who agrees? Here we go. Originally, the Koopalings were depicted as Bowser's children, stated to be his offspring. The Koopalings were in Super Mario World, introduced in Super Mario 3. I apologize for ever getting that wrong. Also, my headphones are acting kind of weird. I hope it's not as choppy for you as it is for me. Alright, fixed it. However, Shigeru Miyamoto eventually affirmed current story is that the Koopalings are not Bowser's children. 2012, leaving the Koopalings as his underlings, and Bowser Jr. is his only child. That's kind of sad. Why make art? That's the question. That's the question we learned today. But you know, they've had a surprisingly bigger history than Bowser Jr. Like I've known them for longer. I played Super Mario World. I played Super Mario Brothers 3. Like, they've got history and they've got cute names. They're named after musicians. Iggy Pop, Lemmy Kilmister, Ludwig, Beethoven, right? That's Beethoven. Roy, I don't know, Orbison. Wendy, Larry David, I don't know. They're named after people, I'm pretty sure, though. I mean, they've got a big history. I think it's a real shame, and it's not their fault that they've been retconned as no longer Bowser's kids, right? We shouldn't put that shame on them. We should put that shame on Bowser, who effectively disowned his children. Don't you think? That's what I think. I'm bringing them up to B. Okay, but who's this Bowser kid? Why are there two Bowser kids? One's 2D. Are we talking about like Donkey Kong, Paper Mario? Why I said Donkey... Are we talking about Paper Mario Donkey Kong? Oh my god, I said it again. Are we talking about hold on. Are we talking about Paper Mario Bowser Jr. different to Bowser Jr. Mario Sunshine? Or is young Bowser Baby Bowser, of course. Yes, duh. Where would you guys put Baby Bowser? Baby Bowser's a cutie. Man, Mario lore is complicated. Who would you have voice Bowser Jr.? in the Mario movies. I'd put him A. I don't know about you. Kamek. Kamek made his first appearance. Kyle Gass. Yeah, I was thinking someone Jack Black adjacent. Kyle Gass is a good shout. The kid who voiced Catbug in Bravest Warriors probably does not sound like that kid anymore. It doesn't sound like Catbug anymore. Kamek was Mario Brothers 2, right? Am I correct? Doki Doki Panic. C tier Kamek. Kamek is C tier. Yes, here we go. Super Mario World 2. Okay. Go on Mario 2 is confused. What can I say? I don't know. I don't actually know much about Kamek. I seem to, like, miss him. Like, all the games he's in, I've never really played. Actually, KG for Kamek, though. Oh, really? Okay. Kyle Gass for Kamek. Isn't Kamek voiced by someone already? Yeah, Kevin Michael Richardson. That's an insane casting, by the way. What do you guys know about Kevin Michael Richardson? I remember him as Lilo and Stitch, right? No, I'm wrong. Oh, animated. There we go. Swear down, he was in Lilo and Stitch. Yes, he was Captain Gantu. Yeah, there you go. I forgot the name of the dude. Yeah. I remember him as Captain Gantu. He was a Jabba the Hutt. Yeah, didn't he voice like Shredder or something in TMNT? I think that's his big one, Shredder. We'll find out in a sec if my thing, yeah, still works. TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Where is it? I'm not going crazy, guys. I know this for sure. Guys. I guess maybe I'm wrong. Guys, I'm wrong. I went on this whole tangent, and I was wrong the whole time. Well, yeah, he was a voice of Gantu, and now he's voicing Kamek. Where would you put him? C tier? The games that I've played him in outside the Mario Kart games, Yoshi's Crafted World, maybe. I never finished that game, though. I've finished Partners in Time. Great game. Was he in Super Mario Galaxy? I don't actually recall that. Mario Maker 2. Yeah, I remember that, though. Low B? Okay. Wario is an S. Come on, Wario. Wario is a recurrent character, arch rival to Mario. He's muscular, hot-tempered, obese, and greedy. Anti-hero or antagonist. WarioWare, great series of video games. He's a Wario car. His Wario Land games are pretty good too. Mario and Wario is also great. Yeah, all around. Yeah, I'd agree. S tier. Better than Bowser? What would you say? Okay, well, for now, King K. Rool is D tier. never met him. Let's say, because I have played Donkey Kong Country. I don't think I've met him. And if I did, I don't remember him. And all I know of him is he was like the first reveal in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and everyone was a little disappointed. We moved on from Kamek. I've just done Wario, and now we're doing King K. Rool. The Toad from Mario 2. What's the Toad's name? Mario 2. Super Mario 2. Super Mario Brothers 2. Bosses. Wart the Frog. Now remember, this Wart is actually from Doki Doki Panic, not the original Super Mario. He was also in Link's Awakening as Mamu, which is a plus. Friggin' love Link's Awakening. He is the leader of the gang known as 8-Bits, and his major appearance centers around his efforts to conquer Subcon, a land of dreams. Wart's information in the original instruction booklet states, he is the most mischievous of all in the world of dreams. He created monsters by playing with the Dream Machine. He created all the game's monsters, which are also referred to as Muppets. I have a soft spot for Wart. Because, like Birdo, he came from another franchise, firstly. We've never ever seen him again. I mean, when was the last time we saw Wart? Birdo is beloved. We get Birdo back all of the time, but we never get Wart back. Why? He's in Mario Maker 2. Like, he's never had a proper appearance. It's so sad. A tier? We're putting Wart in A tier? Yeah, let's give Wart the love he deserves. He was never ever meant to be a Mario villain, and then no one's ever mentioned him again. Okay, that covers everyone I recognize. So you guys are gonna... Guys, Count Black, tragic villain. Domino's, Taco Bell, or Byron Burgers. Don't you have that 50% off voucher off on Domino's? Are people saying Black is S tier, A tier, or S tier? I'm gonna read about Black. I'm gonna discover him for the first time with you guys. Okay. This better sell me on him. Count Black, also known by his name Lord Blumiere, is an evil count and the central antagonist of Super Paper Mario. During the game, he summons Chaos Heart by forcibly marrying Princess Peach to Bowser and uses it to open the Void, which has the power to destroy all dimensions. He also leads a troop of minions. His name is Black, normally used as an onomatopoeia for disgust. I like that. Lumiere brothers. But can also be interpreted as a corruption of black, referring to darkness. His real name is likely a portmanteau of blue, referring to his color, and lumiere, French term for light. So bummed out by heartbreak, he tries to destroy the world. Oh, like Thanos. I'll vibe with an S if you guys vibe with an S. All right, well, who should I do next? Because the next are gonna be struggles. If you want, guys, I can put on Discord chat and you can help me out here through talking. Princess Shroob. I remember Princess Shroob. That's Partners in Time, right? But I played that probably over a decade ago at this point. Put her in like low A. But I do remember having a great time with Partners in Time. Do you guys want to rank anyone else? Or shall we call that and we'll play video games off stream? What you guys think? Fortnite? Are we happy with this list? We're happy with this list, I suppose. All right, guys, we'll do Fortnite. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay. We happy with this list? Don't forget, put some suggestions in my Discord chats and everything else. I will look through those appropriately, and we'll do and also give me some ideas for some STEM kind of like educational stuff, because we did get some concurrent viewers and they didn't seem to stick around for that tier list. So yeah, I'm open to some ideas for what to do next. But for now, I'm gonna hop on the Discord and I'm gonna conclude the stream. Till next week. It'll be Wednesday again next week, by the way. I think. Hopefully. We'll see. Actually, no. I might be at yours, Robs, by then. We'll see. I'll update you guys. It might be the 6th on the Tuesday. Because the Game Awards is on the 8th. And I'll be in Newcastle around then. Still need to sort that stuff out. But yeah, for now, thank you so much for joining me. I will play video games on stream. Nadine, you better have downloaded Halo Infinite, or else it's over for you. All right, bye-bye. Mwah, 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 mwah.